Hello pretties, welcome to Swirl. So today I am doing a haul, which is ironic considering I'm technically in a no-buy, but I did allow myself 5 purchases and I went all out. And I did like 3 of those 4 purchases. 3 of my 4 purchases that I've done so far, like back to back to back. So here you are. Oh gosh. Alright, first things first, and you should have already seen a video about this. I did this SigmaxAngelaBright palette, and I was one of the first 100 to get it, so I got one of these for free. Let's see if we can open them up, I guess. Also, if you're curious why I have a fan, you probably haven't watched any of my recent videos. I'm not honestly sure which video I'm gonna drop first, but it is very hot here in Texas, and I've been having to take breaks to like film. So that's what's happening. So this is what it looks like. It's just like in between brushes, or when you're using the same brush, you can like swish them up. And the Angela Bright palette. Oh gosh. Jock hair. Here's the Angela Bright palette. So yeah, pretty happy with both of those purchases. Don't regret it at all. I've been saying Angela Bright just brings me so much inspiration, so I definitely wanted to support her, and that kind of color story is actually right up my alley. The only thing, and I said this when I filmed my try on or like playing with new makeup kind of video, I wish this face shade leaned more green and less blue, because I think there's a slight blue undertone and it was very noticeable when I was trying to do a green look. It looked a little blue. Which is not my preferred method of green, you know, but there's that. Another video, and this is the one that I filmed just before this. I did the same thing. Essentially, I was trying the new palette. Yeah, so this is the Yucca palette. It is so fucking hot. I can't. Texas is killing me. Texas is absolutely killing my soul. Okay. Honestly, this is the color story of my dreams. I think that's why I like jumped to it, because I have olive undertones and this just blended beautifully into my skin tone. It was so nice, and I really like the Natasha Denona palette's formula anyway, and I really love greens and like yellows that lean into greens and olives and stuff, so this was just perfect for me. So pretty excited about that one too. Keeping a little pile of recycling from REM Beauty. By the way, I use my points, my Ulta points, so instead of spending $69 on this palette, I only end up paying $11. So I'll take that as a win. But while I was placing an order, I decided to also buy this REM Beauty concealer, just because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and honestly, my under eyes have been in the struggle bus. I'm wearing actually this concealer today, and I actually think it did a pretty good job in I don't know if it's better than my Milani. I think I need to do like a side-by-side comparison, but I mean, from far away, it looks just as good, if not slightly better. I'm just not sure how it's gonna wear throughout the day, and especially in the Texas heat. So we'll find out, I guess. Overall, I actually think I got a pretty good match. It was a medium to end, especially considering I am very tan right now. It's actually a little lighter than it should be, but I'm also very tanned, like I said. So I'm not too worried about it, but about concealer. Yeah, I actually have nowhere to store it, or I'm not really sure how to store it. So we're gonna find out together how that's gonna work out later, I guess, because that might be a problem, but that's okay. And while I was at it, I've been seeing everyone on their mama use these little, like, I'm not really sure what to call them, to like apply powder. So I bought this one from e.l.f. It was like $2 or $3, and I was like, yeah, I'll try it. I haven't yet tried it, but I want to. So I'm gonna leave it right here in my vanity so I don't forget to try it, because I want to. All right, and also from Persona, because I made a Persona order. There it is. Everything's all over the place now. Okay, yeah, this is the last of it. From the stuff from Persona, because I placed the Persona order. I got the Persona blush in Bloom, which is supposed to be like limited edition. I think this is a really pretty shade. It's like pinky, but it's like peachy and a little more neutral. And it actually blended really well into my skin tone is what I'm wearing right now. I'm not sure how long lasting it is, so I guess we're gonna find out because it's the first time I'm wearing it. So yeah, I'm kind of blended away when I did that. But overall, I'm putting on my little recycling stuff here. There you go. But I got a blush, which I definitely did not need any more blush. But while I was there, I really wanted to try one of the lip liners from Persona because I've heard a lot of good things about them. I'm actually wearing this one right now. It's a little messy because I put a gloss before I put the lip liner on. My mistake. But I got the one shade in 90210 and it came with Persona Hibiscus, which if you've known, I actually panned this one completely before. I love this gloss. It's one of my top 3 favorite glosses of all time. I really enjoy it. The formula is great. It's just amazing. So I really want to try these two together because they sell the duo together, but I have yet to do that since I just got her. But I love Hibiscus and I like the lip liner so far. There's a slight pinkiness to it, but it's definitely nude. And I feel like this is what I wanted that NYX lip liner to be, but it wasn't because it was too light. And I've really been wanting to try the E-Balm formula from Persona. And so I got the shade Manifest, which who's surprised that I got a reddish color? I know I'm not. I actually just finished 2 lip balms, tinted lip balms not too long ago, so I'm actually not concerned about this. It's a lot more sheer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more color to them, but that's okay. I've yet to try it, so I'm excited to do that. All right, cool. I need to put this away in a second. Excuse me, we'll do it later. And the next one, no one should be surprised. Like, no one. I got the LaureLeeLosAngeles and Lunar Beauty collab. Yeah. But again, no one should be surprised by this, but like at all. No one at all. And I got the entire collection for the $135. I was going back and forth whether I should like skip on the lipsticks, but it was cheaper to buy the entire collection, including the lipsticks, than it would have been without them. So I just bought them. Just again, it would have been cheaper to buy, to like get them than to not. Like if I would have bought separate bundles individually, it would have been a little more expensive. So I bought it. I'm sure no one's surprised by that, like at all. The thing about these lipsticks and the reason why I was like hesitant to buy them is because they're not gonna, I'm almost like 99% sure these are not gonna work on me unless I wear a lip liner and like blend the shit out of them, because they're just they look light, very light, and I am definitely a medium to light skin tone, although currently because summer and I've been outside a lot, I'm definitely a solid medium skin tone right now, which I love it. I think it makes my skin look great, but it's also very light. I'm like scared for these. They just look light. Oh Lord, look at that. I am planning on, I have yet to film a video with the full fantasy collection, but I want to do a swatch comparison because some of the shades, like, is it Lanny, the one that's a little lighter, a little more cool tone. See, this one reminds me of the shade Blushing, so I want to like compare that. I also want to compare Maura to Mai Tai. So like there's comparisons I want to happen that I haven't done, and I feel the same way for almost everything in the collection. Like there's a lot of comparisons I want to do. So I have these two, which honestly I can make them work with lip liner and stuff, but they're light. They're very light. So obviously I got these. By the way, I was really surprised that they have the name Maura, because that's a very relatively common name. Oh, sorry, they're pronouncing it Maura because it's supposed to be like Manny and Laura, but in Spanish this is a common name. It's called Maura, and again, it's a relatively common name, which I'm surprised because Manny is Hispanic, so I figured he would have heard it before. I guess he hasn't. It comes with the brushes. Yikes! I actually haven't opened them, so I guess I'll do that in the comparison video. But it comes with all the brushes, which, oh, I forgot to mention, I actually got a brush from Persona as well when I was ordering, and I got the eyeshadow brush and actually used it today to create this eye look, which would be in that video from before. So there's that. I forgot I also got this brush, but I got the ones from those. Obviously comes with the bag. The bag is honestly very big and very spacious. I would like to try and travel with it at some point because it was very nice. It looks very nice and it's big enough. And honestly, this is probably a very good palette to travel with. We have the little carton, mini carton with the Laura Lee. Yeah, okay. I don't know what to say about it. I keep them all because I love Laura, but I don't know that they're necessary. Let's start with the blush palette. Like I said, this is where I want to do comparison because I heard this one's slightly different from the previous ones from Lunar Beauty, because this one definitely resembles a Lunar Beauty palette more than it does the Laura Lee Los Angeles palette. Yeah, so I definitely want to do some comparisons. There's a shade in the Laura Lee Los Angeles that's quite similar to this, so I don't want to compare that. I'm excited to see how this shade compares to the one in the one from Lunar Beauty. That's just comparisons I want to do. I don't like golden highlighters, but I'm actually really excited for this one because this is just right up my alley. More like rosy, bronzy kind of highlighters. I actually think this will go really well with my complexion, so I'm really excited for this one, for this palette. Yay! Oh gosh, can I put it back together? Okay, there you go. Another one bites the dust. And the last one, the one that I'm being most excited about, is Full Fantasy palette. Bam! I could not care less about the golds, but I want to compare this section right here to the Whimsical Nudes palette. I want to compare Aries to Cloudy from the... Why is the name escaping me? Hold on, I'm just gonna pull it out. Candy Skies. I couldn't think of the name. Candy Skies from Laura Lee Los Angeles because it looks like cloudy a little bit. I want to compare some of these. There's just a lot of comparisons I want to do. I want to compare these to the Cat's Pajamas. There's a couple of shades here that are quite kind of similar to Cat's Pajamas. I kind of want to compare those as well. There's some comparisons I want to do to nude number 2. Overall, I really like this palette. I feel like this is right up my alley. So I'm really looking forward to it. And it looks quite blue, but it's definitely duochrome. And when I was swatching the palette, when I was trying to add it into my spreadsheets, I could tell this is Laura Lee Los Angeles formula, not Lunar Beauty. I can tell you that. And I'm so excited because I prefer Laura's formula than I do Manny's formula. Although I have heard online from like watching other people's reviews that this is similar to the Nude Prism palette from Lunar Beauty. I don't own that palette, so I can't say. And that formula is somewhat more similar to this. But based on my experience that I've had from the Lunar Eclipse and from reviews that I've seen from previous palettes, not the Nude Prism, this sounds and it looks like it's closer to Laura's formula and not Lunar Beauty's. Just putting that out there, especially from swatching it. The shimmers swatched just like they do on the Laura Lee Los Angeles palettes, and the different textures and formulas, that's just like Laura Lee Los Angeles formulas. The ones from Lunar Beauty, I've said this before, I only own the one palette from him. I don't care for the shimmers. I can make them work, but I shouldn't have to make them work that hard. And some of them I don't have to, and some of them I definitely do. So it's like kind of like 50-50 because he does it different formulas, but I feel like Laura Lee Los Angeles, her textures and the formulas and the reflectiveness of her shadows and duochromes and all of that, those are, there's a lot more range in her shimmer collection than there was, at least from the one palette that I own from Lunar Beauty. And granted, I own every palette from Laura Lee Los Angeles. Like literally every palette that she's ever come out with, I own it. And so I can tell this reminds me a lot more of the Laura Lee Los Angeles formula. Specifically, Nudium number 2 and Whimsical Nudes. Those formulas are here. And a little bit of Candy Skies with the duochromes and whatnot. So putting that out there, I definitely want to do a lot of comparisons because I feel like it's a little bit of all of her palettes like all over the place in one palette. And I just love the greens. I really want to compare these 3 right here to the Whimsical Nudes palette. So I'll be doing a comparison video at some point, just like a swatching comparison, not necessarily actually putting on my face, which I want to so bad. Also, this palette looks a little thicker. They definitely took Manny's cartons, I feel like, which is fine. I have nothing against it. But this looks more like Manny's aesthetic and like the fit and the thickness of it. I feel like Laura's are a little bit thinner usually. Besides the point, regardless, I'm really excited to mess with it. That's the only one from everything that I bought so far that I haven't really tried yet. So I'm excited to do that and do a lot of swatches and comparisons because I have a lot of thoughts. This is the best way I can put it. I have a lot of thoughts that I want to try. Anyway, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what it is that you bought recently that you're excited for. Did you buy any of these palettes? Are you excited for them? Please let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.